Hello and welcome to Through the MCU. Yes, we have changed the name of Marvel Monday. This is mainly so I can feel okay if I post on a day other than Monday. So today we are talking about the first film in Phase 3 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and that is Captain America Civil War. You're joining me here in Media Res. I'm working on the collage art pages for this film. Yes, there are two. When you see the characters I chose and the images I chose, you'll see why. It just had to be two. I was going to try to squeeze them on one page, but it just was not going to happen. And I really love how this turned out. So let's talk about this movie. I feel like there's so much to say. I'm going to say as much as I can, and then I encourage you to sound off in the comments and I'll reply and we can talk a little further. I ask that you just don't give me any spoilers. I do know things, but I just am trying not to know things. Do you know what I mean? I know things because I can't avoid them, but I don't want to know anything else. Does that make sense? Okay. I know you get me. So anyway, this movie was wild. I know I'm going to sound repetitive, but I went into it not knowing anything at all. I had never seen it. This was my first viewing. I knew about it basically these two things. I knew that they didn't like each other in it, that they were fighting. And I knew that Black Panther made his first appearance in this film because they show the clip of his father's death in Black Panther, the movie itself. So I did know that. I did not know that Peter Parker made his first appearance. It was such a joy to see Tom Holland. I think he's so incredible in this role. I don't know. I think it's made for him. I think he does such a good job, and this movie really shows that. I also had no idea that Scott Lang / Ant-Man was going to show up. So that was fun just because I've seen Ant-Man so recently, so I just really liked seeing him. So let's get into it. So I think I have to definitely watch it again. This is a movie that I will absolutely rewatch, and I think it will benefit me greatly. I don't know if it moved too fast or if I moved too slow, but there were parts of it that I couldn't really follow early on. I think I was sad that they weren't friends in it, which is so stupid, especially when I talk about what I'm about to talk about. But yeah, so that was kind of sad. But at the same time, I think that the concept of okay, so while I was watching it, I thought going into it, because I knew that they were clashing, right? So I thought going into it that there was going to be a really clear, quote unquote, bad guy and good guy. You know what I mean? I thought that it would... that's what I thought. I didn't know what the conflict was exactly, so I thought that it would be really clear who was right and who was wrong, and I just don't think that's the case. That's kind of what I want to talk about in the comments, so sound off, but please no spoilers. But that was so fascinating to me, and I think I wasn't expecting it from the MCU. I feel like a lot of this journey has been me kind of breaking down the conceptions I had about these movies. That has been regularly happening, and that's one of the most fun parts so far, because I don't think that it was easy at all to know who was right and wrong. I even think that maybe neither person, Tony or Steve and their, corresponding Avengers, I don't know if there was one side that was right at 100% and at 100% right and another side that was 100% wrong. I think it's not that easy. And that concept is incredibly, I feel like it's really complex for a blockbuster. That's me. I don't know. I think that was really cool. And that's why I want to watch it again, to really dig further into that. I will also say, I think this is another movie that I really benefited from the fact that I watched WandaVision as it was on. I think just the concept of knowing everything that Wanda has lost up to this point, even, at this point in this movie, she has lost so much, her brother and her home city, and she is dealing with these abilities and wants to now use them for good. She wants to be an Avenger. She wants to do the right thing and be on the right side, and yet still, even with all that effort to do the right thing, it still goes wrong. And how traumatic is that? She harnesses the power from this blast to protect these people, but when it gets misdirected into that building, there's countless other, not countless, there's a handful of other deaths that result in it. And like it's just that thing of like, oh my god, I can't do anything right. And like that is so relatable, and it's such a weird thing to be relatable, you know, to have these like insane mind-bending powers and just still not be able to do anything right. Like I feel like that way all the time. So that was like so interesting to me. What else? I really liked everything with Bucky too. I had no idea about him and Tony's parents and that whole thing. That was a huge twist for me because I did not see that coming at all. Obviously, I know that Bucky returns because of Falcon and Winter Soldier, which again, I haven't watched, but I've obviously seen all the press and buzz and everything. So I know Bucky comes back clearly, but that post-credit scene where he goes back into cryogenic sleep and then it zooms out and they're in Wakanda, like I was yelling. And speaking of that, seeing Chadwick Boseman on screen for the first time since his passing for me, because I haven't watched Black Panther since, and I had never seen this movie before. So this was my first time seeing him since he passed, and also the first time we chronologically see Black Panther. It was just like so breathtaking. I really got super choked up. He's just such an incredible performer. The character's so important, and it's just so amazing to see him. I can't wait to watch Black Panther again. I'm like, I'm resisting the urge to jump forward to it, but I'm not going to. But I'm so excited to see it again. And to see him on screen, oh, it was just so exciting. And I can't imagine what that was like in the theater. And that's like another thing that I'm experiencing is like, I wish I had seen it when this was out so that I could see him on the big screen for the first time. Like how cool that would have been. But anyway, so I also obviously love Falcon. I think he's like really cool, and I liked him in this movie a lot, and the way that he is teaming up with Steve and really like is ride or die for Steve, for Captain America. I really love that. And what else? I think we're going to get to the flip through now. I feel like I had more to say, but I'm like lost now. But yeah, so I do think this movie was a little bit too violent for me, but that is because please understand that my violence tolerance is like so incredibly low, like way lower than normal people, I guess, like normal consumers of media. So, because, you know, it probably really wasn't that bad, but that was rough for me. But yeah, I loved, oh my gosh, I like totally forgot about Peggy's funeral and that whole thing. That like really hit really, really, really hard. That like, you know, everyone Steve knows is gone except for Bucky now. Everyone Steve knew from his life is gone. Like that was so intense. There was so much intenseness in this movie. And like, I think so many complex themes that I just wasn't anticipating. And I know I need to go back and watch it again. I hope you like how this art turned out. I didn't put a quote with this one. I didn't think it needed it. Yeah, but that is it. Doctor Strange is next, and that's going to be another roller coaster. So I will see you then. Bye.